Welcome to Setting the Stage, a performing arts health webinar. My name's Ryan Gamble. I'm a singer and a voice teacher. I'm a teaching fellow at the University of North Texas, and I'm also a PhD student in the Performing Arts Health program there. Today, I am delighted to welcome to the webinar my colleague, Xiaowei Liu. She is a doctoral student, singer as well, a doctoral student in music, and her related field is performing arts health. Xia Wei is in China right now. She's in Shenzhen, which is the south part of the country. And so while it's morning over here, it is nighttime there. So thank you so much for taking the time, Xia Wei, and welcome to the webinar. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Ryan. Hi, everyone. I'm Xiaoyue Liu, and I feel very happy today to participate in the interview.
And we're delighted to have you. So just to get things going for us, Cao Wei, could you just describe, your unique experience being, being an international student coming to the U.S., though you're not in the U.S. right now. Part of that is due to the pandemic that's currently going on, right? Could you describe coming to the U.S. to receive an education and then, once being here at UNT, being introduced to performing arts health as a field?
Yes, actually, I have been studied in America for almost 5 years. I got my master's degree in Manhattan School of Music. And after graduating from there, a friend of mine who went to UNT encouraged me to apply for the doctoral degree in here. She told me about the Performing Arts Health program in here. And I was very, very interested about this subject at that time. Then I applied for UNT and got accepted in here. And right after I came to UNT, I went to Dr. Chesky's office. I told him that I'm very interested in this program, and I think that will be a very, very unique and prospective subject if we can develop it in China. Yes.
And what about performing arts health made you think this is needed in China? And I'm assuming that means that you're saying that you realized this was not really prevalent in China. Is that the case?
Yes, right. As we all know, China has the largest population in the world. Mm-hmm. And in China, we have so many people who are learning and performing music. However, when they get injured, they can only go to the hospital. They can only ask the ordinary doctors who have no idea about music to get treatment. So we actually now in China, we don't have any research related to performing arts health. So I think it's very, very needed in China.
And specific to the Chinese population, and certainly, while a lot of classical music is being studied there are certain cultural things unique to the music making that's being made there, I'm sure.
Yes. Also, do you know about Chinese medicine?
A very small amount. Yeah.
Like the acupuncture, like the Chinese herb medicine.
Yeah.
So I think that will be a new direction for us. So we can try to cooperate with some Chinese medicine and find some new treatment for the people who get injured from the practicing and the performance.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that would be a really interesting thing to explore. I had a former student actually in California, and her husband was a Chinese, he was a Chinese medicine doctor, or a doctor of Chinese medicine. And so every time I was feeling under the weather, it seemed every voice lesson she came in and she had some herbal remedy for me, which was wonderful. So I'm a huge proponent, and
Yeah.
I should know more and would love to learn more. Um,
Yeah.
so I understand that because of your interest and this need that you identified, that hey, this is missing um, the from the Chinese musical culture, and it would be really beneficial to performing artists there. That you were able to collaborate with the leader of or the head of the Texas Center for Performing Arts Health, Dr. Chesky.
Yes.
You were able to team up with Dr. Chesky as well as one of our colleagues, Nabil Zudi, who has also been on the webinar. Little shameless plug: if you haven't seen that episode, go to the website and check it out. You were able to collaborate with them and organize a trip over to China to visit a couple of conservatories there, or a conservatory there, and then speak with some of your former professors and kind of introduce them
Yes.
to performing arts health via Dr. Chesky. So can you tell us a little bit about that trip? Where did you go? Who did you see? And feel free to share any pictures or anything that you want with us to illustrate your journey.
So last summer, we received some invitation from some Chinese music schools, and we are glad to make this China venture with Dr. Chesky and Nabil. During our trip, we visited 4 Chinese music conservatory and universities.
Wow.
We went to some very beautiful cities, have some shopping. Yes, and we did some lectures in there like this.
Oh, wow.
And lots of students participated in our lectures. This was a lecture we had in Zhaoqing University, and there were almost 300 students participated in the lecture. We went to Shanghai Conservatory, which is my undergraduate school, and we had lectures in there, and we also did some survey to investigate the interest and the awareness among Chinese students in music schools. And we collected some very important data.
Mm.
Yes, this is our poster. Those universities made some very, very nice poster for us.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing that poster actually hanging in the College of Music at
Yeah,
UNT.
right. Yeah, very nice posters.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and this is Zhaoqing University. This guy is the dean of their music school.
Wow.
And so many students participated in our lecture.
Oh, that's so exciting. It looks like a huge lecture hall. It's
Yeah,
so cool that
right.
there's such a large turnout for this.
That's a huge recital hall. Yes, that's some interesting video. Yeah, we went to Chinese massage.
Oh, really? Oh, well, let's play a little bit of that.
Yeah,
So that's Nabil in the front, and then Dr. Chesky in the back there.
right. Yeah.
It looks like Dr.
Very.
Chesky's pretty tight there.
Yeah, actually Chinese massage is very helpful for relaxing the muscle. Yeah, it's very helpful. Dr. Chesky probably needs to get some relax. Yeah.
Yeah. As we all do, probably. Man, that sounds like that could be very beneficial to musicians. All of the musculoskeletal disorders that many of us develop through being in these awkward positions all the time. Well, that's very interesting. Thanks for sharing all those pictures and the dialogue. I mean, it looks like it was just what a beautiful country.
Yeah, we went to lots of beautiful places.
Yeah.
And the most important stop is Shanghai Conservatory. We went to there, and the Shanghai Conservatory is the best and the most famous music school in China.
Hmm.
This is the the dean of their music education department.
Hmm.
And Dr. Chesky was sharing some photos about Performing Arts House, about our center to him. And that's Nabil. Yeah, had very nice dinner, nice talk. Yeah, yes, nice drink. Yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah. And we also had lectures in Shanghai Conservatory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a photo with their professors and administrators. Yeah, had some good
Ooh,
foods
some
in
street
Shanghai.
food. Ah,
Street foods,
I
yes.
miss I miss I miss street food. I miss traveling and getting street food. It's what one thing that the pandemic has kind of made
Yeah.
a bit a, a bit of a no now, right?
Yes, right. And also in Shanghai, yeah, some traditional Chinese instrument Nabil tried. Yeah, yeah, nice Chinese clothes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the scenery is very beautiful. Yeah, and we went to a Chinese garden in there. Yeah, Nabil got a nice hat.
That is a nice hat.
Yeah, Dr. Chesky was very popular among Chinese ladies.
I bet
Yeah,
he was.
yeah, he is. He's attractive. Yeah, some beautiful scenery. Yeah. The most important things for our trip is that in Shanghai Conservatory, the professors and administrators in there really wants to establish a program with us. They want to establish the first performing arts health subject in their conservatory.
Hmm.
Yeah, and actually they planned to visit our center this year,
Oh
but
wow.
yeah, they have already decided the trip with us, but due to the pandemic, the coronavirus, they couldn't they couldn't make it.
Oh.
But yeah, but we are still communicate with each other. And during the summer, we were trying to apply for establish the first degree in their conservatory. However, due to the some policy in America, it seems they're not very welcome some Chinese scholars. So now Chinese governments said it's better to stop some communication with American university. Yeah, so that's something I feel very pity about, and I hope in future the relationship between between China and the US will get better, so we can communicate with each other.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, me as well. Well, things are changing. Uh,
yeah,
we just had an election in the United States, and I don't want to make this a political webinar, but hopefully these things will start to change and make
yeah,
that kind of discourse more possible and encouraged between our governments, so that this kind of important work and research can continue, and this collaboration can continue to grow and develop. Um, well, Xiaowei, thanks so much for sharing your time with us and your experience. And I guess I just want to point out to everyone that's listening and commend you that uh, as you mentioned, China is this huge, from a performing arts health standpoint, it's just kind of an untapped market is one way to say, but
Yeah.
so much room for development and implementation of performing arts health that really
Right.
it seems didn't exist before you got here and
Yeah.
and were introduced to it and decided, wow, this is really important, and I think a lot of musicians could benefit from this, and then through
Yes.
your own initiative, you were able to, with the help of others, you were able to kind of help create these relationships where none existed before. And I just want to commend you and charge everyone who's watching this with the idea and the reality that you can affect change. One individual, you can affect real change. A student can affect change, and that's really, I think that's very inspiring, and I commend you highly for that.
Thank you, Ryan.
And I understand that you, and I actually had the chance to watch it ahead of time, but you recorded a video because you are back in China. You went and visited with a professor of yours or a former professor of yours, and you spoke with her about her introduction and experience with performing arts health. Could you just kind of introduce that video a little bit and talk a little bit about who are you interviewing, and then I think let's go ahead and play that video here.
Oh, yes. I interviewed a professor from Zhaoqi University, which was a university Dr. Chesky, Nabil, and I went for lectures last summer. And this professor is a clarinet professor, and she is very, very interested in performing arts health. And actually, she, as a performer, she got lots of problems with her playing as well. So she wanted to share some opinions about performing arts health subject, as well as the development of performing arts health in China.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and play that video right now.
Hi, I'm Xiaoyue Liu. It's my great pleasure today to invite Professor Luo and Michelle to participate in our interview. They will share some opinions about the development of performing arts health in China. Hi, nice to meet you, Professor Luo and Michelle.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. Could you guys briefly introduce yourself?
I'm first. Okay. So, hello, I'm Xiao Luo, and I'm a clarinet teacher from Zhaoqi University in south of China, and I play clarinet. I studied in Belgium, and now I play concert in many places. And I went to UNT to play the concert, so I met her.
Yeah. You met Dr. Chesky in there?
Yes.
And is that the first time of you to hear about performing arts health?
No. My first time to heard about it was in 2014. I was in Belgium and I got a little bit problem with my hand by practice. It was practice too much. So my head and arms, right side start feel hurt and couldn't play. So my friend told me that there's a doctor can take off only for musician in Hanover Conservatory. I think that was my first time to heard about it. Then after I heard a little bit about this from Michelle.
So hello, I'm Michel Klein. Musician since I'm kid, but just for fun. It's not my job. I'm not a teacher. I'm not a performer. I just like to play music, to listen music, and now I'm a clarinet and woodwind instrument technician. So it's a little bit in the same kind of world, but different. And so I started to think about this. How do you call it again? Music health. I don't know.
Performing arts health.
Performing arts health. Yes. I started to be interested and to try to get interested on when I met her, actually. Because she was often complaining about her arm feeling not good and she couldn't play so much, and after it was getting really worse, so she couldn't hold anything.
Oh.
Cannot fear
Oh,
anything. I cannot control it.
Wow.
So I started to try to find some informations in France mostly. So this is why I start to know a little bit about performing arts.
So Professor Luo, I know now you are currently teaching in Zhaoqing University.
Yes.
So what do you think is the current status of the development of performing arts health in China?
I think China really need it because when we were kids, our teacher always tell us practice hard. Like my father was my canary teacher, always practice hard. And my father taught me when he was young, when he practiced clarinet for like the finger go faster. They went to in the winter was snowing. They put the hand inside the snow, make it super cold, and practice outside to play the scales and so on to let the fingers start warm up. And he said at that moment they believe like that can make the finger really going fast. So when I was a kid, I have very strong believing that practice hard. Never think about one day the body can get a problem. And I think not only me, my friend and also many teachers, young teacher in China, students, many of them got different arms problems. So I tried to find someone to solve this problem with professional way, but the doctor, they don't know music. They don't know what is my problem. They can give me a massage to make me feel comfortable, but when I start practice, the problem come back again. So I don't think everybody can go to America, Germany, or Paris to hear this problem. So I think in the country needed.
Right. And in our country there are so many, not only professional musicians, also students who are learning music. So I think the population who really need this health clinic is really large. What do you think about it, Michelle?
I just think her story reminds me this in English. You have this sentence: "It's no pain, no gain."
Oh, yeah, but
Many
sometimes trying
musicians
too hard is not helpful. It can lead you to a wrong way. Healthy is the most important thing.
I think the first professor who taught me when I feel tired, when I feel pain, I should stop, is a professor from UNT, Professor James Chesky. The first time he taught me, I was very surprised because in my mind always don't care, just keep going.
You are a tough person.
So I think not only the doctor, we not only need the doctor, we also need the mind.
To change the attitude
about
it.
To bring that start feel painful. Think about stop, have a rest, and think about change the position also.
Right. So you both think develop this subject in China is very important?
It is important, and not only in China, by the way, but develop it everywhere.
Absolutely.
Because most of the teachers don't have really an idea about why start to have some pain. So for the clarinet it's a lot of the arm, but I guess for the violin also this problem. For the flutist it's also a problem because the positions are not really normal. Nobody spends it all day like this. So it's just not normal. And no, the musicians don't have this thinking that they need to take care of their body. They need to, like this professional sport, they also need to take care of their body, of their muscle, of everything. So this is something is important to bring to the musicians, teachers and students of every level.
Yeah, of course.
Not only professionals.
Yes, right. So last year, Dr. Chesky, Nabil and I we went to Zhaoqing University and we held a lecture in there.
Yeah.
How do you like the lecture given by
Yes.
Dr. Chesky?
It's really great. Normally the teachers they don't like to go to the big meeting but the lecture from Dr. Chesky, almost all the teacher, I think all the teacher from our music part was there. Without any punishment, they just want to come. We are all very interested for the subject, and we really all enjoy it. And we talked a lot after I talked with my colleague, and they said they never think about this. Some of them already feel painful, got some problems, and they never think about that this can be a subject. So,
I still remember there's a professor, a male professor who plays the Chinese guitar, and he asked Dr. Chesky about some injury from playing the Chinese instrument. He wants Dr. Chesky to have a special problems investigation like this. So I think that's very interesting.
I remember that.
Yeah.
And in that lecture, I remember that Dr. Chesky asked us, what is the first note canary teacher should teach? And I just said the open soul, so without any finger, just blow. I think every canary teacher teaching this note. Then after Dr. Chesky taught me that actually there's another note. Maybe it's better for the student to start, because for the canary teacher, we only think about play and blow without fingering, so it's easy. And Dr. Chesky said, with some fingering to hold the instrument is better for the arms, for the student's arms.
Yes.
It's easier for them to hold the clarinet. So it's really thinking with
Change the way.
Yeah, change the way.
Yeah.
So bring me another mind. It was very interesting. I still remember that, and now I changed it a bit with my first lesson for the student.
Oh,
It was quite interesting.
Did that work?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm very glad to hear about that. Yeah. So what do you think is the development prospect of the performing arts health subject in China?
What do you think?
So, for me, there is two different ways that are interesting and that need to be developed together. One is for the musicians. So bring some knowledge to the teachers, to the students.
Yes.
So like what she said, just start with the basic. When you start the clarinet, all the instrument, and if only play this open soul only with this finger, all weight of the instrument, it can be a bad habit already since the beginning. Since the first lesson, you start to have some bad habits.
Yes.
So if the teacher can get this knowledge to know, okay, I need to do more this, I need to pay attention that my student will not be like this for playing, but keeps a good position, and bring some little things like explain the students when they are kids that they need sometimes to warm up the instrument, but also warm up the body.
Yeah.
The arms for most of the instruments is the arms need to move and the muscle moves. So need to bring this habit since the beginning.
Yes.
So this would be one part when we touch the musicians.
Yes.
And another part can be the medical part.
Right.
To get some doctors that knows the specific problems of musicians.
Yes.
For each instrument actually, because all instrument is
It's different.
have
Also
different
for
problems.
singer. Yes.
So, and the problem is the doctors, they don't know.
Yeah.
They
They
don't
have no
know.
idea about music. They don't know how do we play, how do we sing.
Yeah.
So they don't know how musicians feeling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's
Right. I think maybe we can the future about performing arts health in China maybe we can think about to connect it with some traditional Chinese medicine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Chinese medicine already, the doctor, they already know the muscle, how it's
Yeah.
but if can mix with the
Yeah.
Chinese
Like
medicine
the
and
acupuncture.
yeah.
Yeah. I think try to make some cooperation with traditional Chinese medicine is another interesting way to explore.
Yeah. Because we already have, I think in China have some sport doctor.
Sport doctor. Yeah.
So can also have some music doctor.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, thank you, Professor Luo
Thank
and
you.
Michelle.
You're welcome.
Well, what a wonderful video. Wei, thank you so much for taking the time to record it and share it with us. So nice to see that enthusiasm for performing arts health being planted and spreading in China. It's been a real pleasure to speak with you today. I wish we could have our interview in person, and I look forward to when you're able to travel back to the United States and we can see you again on campus. And I would love to go and see your beautiful country. It's definitely on my list, but thank you so much for taking the time and being here.
Thank you, Ryan.
All right, bye-bye now. We'll see you. Have a good night.
Bye.